All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another podcast for the CB Rivals season 2. Actually, now we are in this third episode for the CB Rivals podcast. I am tournament organizer for CB Rivals, and with me today I have Kray from the current KEBABs team, but also former member of the Lana Land team, which I really love to watch and see back in the day, especially when I was casting our tournament. So welcome, Kray. Welcome to you.
Hello, CB.
Yes. Good to have you here. How do you
Thank
feel
you.
about your first entrance in the feudal division last Sunday?
Yeah, it was good. It was perfect, to be honest. Because like beating Slayers at the first game, 2-0, like it's a perfect thing. It's happened to us, so we are happy.
I imagine, yeah, and you should be. You guys played really well. You definitely put up a very surprising strategy as well on the Hiding Fjord. We'll talk more about those matches in a bit. But yeah, you definitely came out with a banger. So good to have you in the feudal division. Finally, you guys were hunting for it last season when you were in the rustic division. So that's very good to see now that you're finally in that first division. Before we go there, though, I want to introduce you, of course, first. Kray, for those who don't know you, can you tell me who you are, what you do right now for KEBABs, and also before for Lamaland?
Okay. I'm Kray. Former Lama the Kray, Sexy Kray. There's too many names. But usually I'm known as Kray. So I'm playing at KEBABs right now. I'm former player at Lamaland. And now we are playing in Origin with the KEBABs and the entire house. And yes, this is
Yeah,
me.
perfect. And what is your role in the team right now?
What is my role? I'm the cocky guy.
You're the cocky guy. All right, that's why they sent you here then, I guess.
Yeah, I'm playing. I'm playing Shenji, and I'm being like a cocky. So it's a perfect role for me.
I see. That's good. And I see you're playing the Maul, and at least right now, is it also the main weapon that you play?
Not main weapon, to be honest, but yes, I'm playing a Maul right now because it's a bit broken these days. The last update, I don't know if you check it, but they add the Poleaxe, the same Poleaxe skill, the immune of the CC. Yeah. And like if you are doing the suicide tactic, or like if you are going in, like no matter what, the Milestone is really good on this meta, because if you're immune, like you can kill anything with them. Like remember the fucking Poleaxe ult. Like it was like it was fuck Fiesta. Everyone is playing. Yeah.
Absolutely. We saw so many Poleaxes. That was absolutely insane. I think there was one game at least this weekend where we saw also 6 or 7 Mauls in one game, which hadn't happened before. So definitely interesting to see Maul back in a strong form, but different than before. It used to always be the only Maul grab, right? Now it's a little different. So that's cool. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do the same thing as well what we do in every podcast, which is first reactions. Go at Kray. So I'm just gonna say one word or maybe 2 words, and you're just gonna say whatever comes to your mind first. All right?
Okay.
Oh, good. Here we go. Lamaland.
Good old days.
Good old days. Yes, they are. We'll definitely talk more about those good old days. All right. Best player on KEBABs.
Brave Hakan, probably.
Brave Hakan? All right.
Yes.
All right, good. Well, we're going to have to talk about him then. Another player that I really enjoy watching always is Luo Kur.
Yes. He is also one of the best.
Yeah, well, we talked about your team a lot, and we feel like almost all of your players could be the best. So there's definitely a big competition between you guys. What do you think about the CB Rifle season win?
CB Rifle, I think it's a good achievement because like there is no CBR right now. There's just one tournament that's going on, and that's CBR. So like if one team is and Corta, yes, but like Corta is starting now, so I think it's good. It's good.
All right.
It's a nice achievement.
Nice. And then the word that should be close in your mind somewhere is plebs. What is your response to plebs?
Plebs. I think I can just say, I don't know. There is nothing to comes in my mind.
I don't
Like I
believe
can
that.
just
That is.
say, they're the one of the best teams
Mhm.
ever. Yeah.
Ever even.
Yes,
Really.
ever.
Yep.
Yes.
Better than the good old Lamaland then?
I can't compare because like the meta, the units, there is too many things. I can't compare.
Yeah, definitely true. Definitely. All right. So let's talk about the old Lamaland. For those who don't know Lamaland back in the day,
Yes.
that was pretty much the same team that you have right now. Like right, so like so many of the same players.
Yeah, I think we have like 6 or 7 players from Llama Land in
Yeah.
the KEBABs right now.
Yeah. So it's a good strong core that's still there. You guys played our tournament,
Yeah,
also
yeah.
CBL once,
Twice.
twice actually. Yeah.
Yes.
And especially in our tournament, that's where at least I know you from. You guys were playing like so many different strategies, especially on Core Castle.
Yeah.
Like playing really funky stuff with so like shit tons of muskets on the walls, putting up this huge defensive shoot wall line, and then just bombing the shit out of everyone. That was
Indeed.
so funny. So you guys have been very creative in the past. What do you think about when you think about the good old Lemonade?
The good old Llama Land. Oh. Like it's been a good old days. Like I said, at the beginning of the Llama Land and CBL, like everything was good. Like we were trying hard, we were training hard. Like we can't create lobbies obviously because there is not like we don't have that mechanic in the back of these days. But we did too many things in this season. Like I remember one week, every fucking day, we were talking about the maps and strategies the entire day. We didn't play any siege. We just talking about the strats and the maps. That's why we won that CBL probably, because like we won really hard to win that CBL and we won. Yeah, and everyone is committed to that. Like we were playing with 15 people and except Blood Story, everyone was Turk, and everyone wanted at the same level. Everyone committed to that. Like
Yeah.
we know we are not the best team in that CBL. We know that obviously, but like we didn't think that. We focused to win and we won.
Exactly.
That's the
And
thing.
so you're saying you believe you weren't the strongest team. Who was the strongest team then, according to you, back in the day?
According to that time, I think like the point guard, obviously one of the best, like
Yeah.
with Pian and the other guys from NA,
Yeah.
and maybe keyboard warriors. But the problem is that keyboard warriors, like they had too many good players in that team. But I think the biggest problem is that team ego. I think ego. I'm just gonna say ego because, like, I'm thinking like they have 15 player plus 3,000 levels, right? Like they already finished the game. They're at end game. How did they like? How did they lost at the first stage of that CBL?
That's kind of insane. I agree with you
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah. So Keyboard Warriors definitely was the team that so many people were looking at back then, I guess. But Guard for sure. They were like Guard and Endgegner were probably the two teams everyone was looking at the first couple of CBLs, I think. And then you guys were always close there. I mean, it's not like you were the bad team, right? Never that.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see. So I also know from the interviews that you guys had, you guys are always having a blast during the game. It's very chaotic. Is that still the same?
Which guy?
It was always very chaotic in your games. That's what you guys were saying in the interviews. Is that still the same, or has that changed a little?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the same. But like the second CBL it was like chaotic as a hell, bro. Like I remember the second CBL as a llama. It was like I don't want to remember it. So let's continue.
Ah, that's too bad. I actually wanted to know some stories about those CBLs.
Like the problem is that the second CBL, the team is thinking already about like, yeah, guys, come on, we already won one CBL, nothing else to do. Like, are we just gonna won one more? And like half of the team don't believe that, and they don't commit to that. Also, like, I'm not gonna give the names, but like they really trying to destroy that team in that days, because like I was arranging the units and the Stras with the Liest on that days. And when I said like, guys, we have to take 15 Kulveren on this map, and one guy is playing just alone. He's not listening to us. He's just taking different units. Like there is too many things like we were trying to fix. So the second CBL is a disaster, but the first one is perfect. So I think still it was a good old days.
Yeah, it definitely was. And then you guys have been out for quite a long time. I think since that second CBL, your players have been playing on different teams. What made you want to come back finally with the core group of Lamante?
To be honest, we didn't. So when we decided to create KEBABs, like Sexy Kebab, like he's the boomer in our group, and he's like old brother to everyone, and he like everyone loves him. And when we decide to create KEBABs, like everyone told about like, guys, come on, let's create a new Turkish team, and like let's do this and take the best Turks in this game so far. And we tried our best, and we created like if Sexy Kebab will leading this, of course half of the Lamaland will join, because when we are playing at Lamaland, we were playing at the same squad, and like he's our old leech, he's also like our brother, like too many things. So we already joined that team, and the Kebabs is created, and this is the end.
Yeah, nice. That's good to hear. And Sexy Kebab is definitely one of the strong. He's not just the old brother; he's also one of the strong players in your team. I mean,
yeah, of course.
I'm not gonna lie. He's probably the only one who should legit play the glaive, and anyone else should just stay off of it.
Yes.
So
I think he's the best boomer in this game.
Yeah, he very well might be. I mean, if you just look also at what he did during your games as well, he got MVP, 7, 1, 13, 80 unit kills. Like, that's pretty good score, I would say. That was in one of your games. And then the second game you guys had, let's see, where do I have it? Right here. He was 13 your team, 2, 2, 14, 93 unit kills. So he's not just a big brother that's watching from the sidelines.
Yeah, indeed. He's a really good player.
Yeah, definitely good. So lots of good players on your team, that's for sure. You talked about Brave Hakan.
Yes.
You feel like he's the strongest player on your team. Why is that?
Yes.
What makes him so strong?
Like, because everyone thinks they're playing the game, like the end game. But Hakan thinks a different. Hakan always thinking, how can I do better? Like, he's always thinking like this. Like, when we decide to commit to that, Hakan just say, guys, can we do better? Like, he's always trying to find a better way. That's why he's the best player in our team. Because he thinks different. He acts different. He's playing really different against us. So that's why I thought he's the best player.
Ah, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to talk to him one day then. That's good. Then more specifically about you as well, because you're here for a reason, right? To talk about team right now, the past, everything else. What is yours? What do you contribute to the team that is now KEBABs?
Like, when, to be honest, when the time comes, I'm contributing. Like, but they don't need me. When I try to help them, they know what I'm gonna say. So I'm just playing, and of course I'm helping the plans and shit. But at the end, like, I'm just playing because they know what I'm thinking.
That's good. Yeah. So and that is something I feel like you guys also have as a team. At least that is what it was. And back in the day with Lemonade, you guys were always saying how chaotic it was, but also how good you were at understanding what you all wanted to do. You talked about how you guys were just talking about the game for the whole day. Is that still there with KEBABs? Are you still like on the same level? Do you still understand each other when you're playing the game?
Yes, of course. Like, For example, when I saw the Lumen is coming to me, I know what he's gonna do in the game, because I already saw too many times what he's doing in the tournaments and shit. Because we are playing each other like since I don't know. There's too many seasons in a row. So
Forever.
I know. Yeah, this is the synergy between us. This is the
yeah. So you guys have just been playing for such a long time together. That's really good to see, and it shows. I mean, you guys were performing really well last weekend against Surf Slayer, and now you're looking to contest Plebs for the season win also next week already. So we'll see what's going to go on there. Let's go a little bit before we're going to talk about way more stuff, but I want to go over the games that happened as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about what happened in the Rustec division, the second division, and then we'll go over the field division games. Have you watched any of the field division games other than your own?
Feudal division, our division, right?
Yeah, your division. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the Plebs and No Beaches matches.
Good.
And the No Beaches, I remember it was speedrun, right?
No Beaches played the Argonautas. Yep.
Yeah, and it was speedrun, so I can't say anything about that. And Plebs is kind of speedrun as well. And
definitely the speedrun. All right, we'll talk about the field division later, but let's start with the Rustic division. I have it on my screen. You should be able to see it, or you can just go to the challenge page. But in the field or Rustic division, guys, in Group A, we had Crypta against Apes. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch that game once it is on YouTube. They tied the game 1-1. Chocolate Goblins taking the win against Golems Live, to the surprise of many, I believe. But Chocolate Goblin definitely a very strong NA team. They're back in the race, and they will not disappoint you, I feel like. Alayina Mamermi against Adamant, 2-0 win.
Alayina Mermi.
There you go. I was about to say, please give me the right pronunciation, because I'm struggling with this one. Can you say it again?
Alayina Mermi.
Alayina Mermi. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for that one. I'm going to try hard on that to get it right. Then we have Baguette Munchers against Endgager. Endgager taking 2-0 win. So at least Endgager, not the worst team in the Rustic division right now. They're on their way back, maybe. Gum Faction against Fury of the Slavs, another Turkish team, but mostly with Gladheimer also taking the 2-0.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah. And then we have Only Calves versus Warbus. An NA rivalry there, 2-0 to Warbus. Warbus will be on a bye next week, so they have the 3 points in the pocket, but they will be able to take a little bit of rest next season. So going to the standings, doesn't say that much, guys, but two teams at the Group A, Chocolate Goblin and Ali the Murray, with a win, then two teams with a tie, two teams with a loss, and Love and Devotion have yet to play. In the Group B, we can see three teams with a win. Gum Faction, Warbus, Endgager, and Paleo Old School have yet to play a game. And Baguette Munchers, Only Caps, and Fury of the Slavs with a loss right now. More about those teams probably next week, when we will try to get someone into the podcast and talk about the West Division. But for now, we're going to head over to the Field Division, because this is where we saw the real action happening on the CB Rivals Twitch channels for those who tuned in. Like you said, Plebs against Odin's Legion. Pretty rough game for Odin's. Plebs didn't give them any chance. We had Temple Shot during the stream as well for an interview, and also to cast your game, Kray. And then if you listen back to it, it was really nice to have him on the stream as well. So Plebs taking the 2-0 win. Then KEBABs versus Surf Slayer. That was an absolute banger. Like, that game was so good to watch. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues, guys, in the broadcast. I'm sorry for that. We're definitely getting it better next week, but it was good on the second game at least, which was probably
Can I give a
game.
suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please lower the shadows.
Yeah, we will lower the shadows, and we're gonna make sure that we have the same setting as well on the two different camera angles. This is something that we're trying to bring, right? We're bringing it to the CB Rivals Twitch channel. It's that we can bring two different camera perspectives, but it's also very heavy on a computer, because you need to stream, cost, everything. So when Temple Shot joined and I tried to share my screen with him, the game almost broke down. So the software wasn't able to handle it, unfortunately. My internet is really good. Trust me, I almost have 1 gigabyte, but the software wasn't able to handle Temple Shot. He was too big. Yeah, I can't help it. No Beaches versus Argonautas, 2-0 win for No Beaches, quite convincingly, although Argonautas actually played quite well. They were really fighting on 15. It was good to see. They played aggressive. And Slavs versus Bondgard. That game was so good to watch, especially the first one. In game 2, though, Slavs went monkey, as Van Blade called it, out to me later. So Bondgard were able to take the 2-0 win. But the first game from Slavs versus Bondgard was probably the best game, or the closest game that we had on the whole evening. So very good to see Bondgard back with Pine effect. Who knows? Pine wasn't playing actually, but he will be back next week. Is there any game, of course your own game, but any of the other games that you want to talk about first, and then we go into your game more specifically?
Nah, I think the other games are like not that complicated.
Yeah, they kind of weren't. You're right. Like Plebs, No Beaches, if we were going to be honest, easy win. Slavs versus Bondgard, interesting game. You guys are going to have to watch it back. We talked also with Dealer for Life. There's an interview on the YouTube channel as well, which you can listen to if you haven't listened to it yet. It's really good to talk to Danny guys again, and hopefully they will be back stronger even next week. All right, then let's talk about your game. First game, Surf Slayer attacking you on Heidung Fjord. What did you expect going into the game? What happened, and how did you feel it went for you?
The before the match, we talked like this. We know Surf Slayers very well because we lost against them, we won against them in the back of the days, and we know how they are thinking. So at the beginning of the match, we talked about, guys, we have to force them to play our plan, and we made it. Like we forced them to they have to play in our plan. You know what I'm saying? Like we make our plan and we made our strat. So when I doing the plans and shit, we decide to choose Surf Slayers tactics and plans as well. We know how they are gonna play it because it's not that hard on this map, because it's just fjord. There is 3 sides they can push. So yeah, we already think where they are gonna push, when they are gonna push, and we act the same as they did. So to be honest, it's not that hard to win that first game. And yeah, that's it.
So do you mean that the defense is easier on Heidung Fjord than the attack then? Because Heidung Fjord is pretty good for both sides.
With Falcos, yes, defense is the easier one.
Yeah, this is definitely good that you pointed out. Falconetti you guys were the only match where Falconetti was allowed, which had a really big impact. You could see it, like you guys were playing it from the harbor and then Surf Slayer as well. That was very interesting, yeah, for sure. All right, then on to the attack, because the attack, you guys had a very interesting strategy. You guys were rushing inside the fort, going all the way around to the back and hunting for special units, I guess, and Shenjis, right? Yeah, did we see that correct on the stream that you guys were killing the Shenji?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that the plan from the start, or what?
Yes, of course, of course. Like we know they're not gonna think we are gonna suicide, because on this map the time is limited.
Yeah,
time is really bad. Like there is 7 seconds in the beginning. So if you suicide, you have just 1.5 push for A. After we suicided, like we are just gonna bump in, and we saved our Shenjis and the other special units, and we vomit them. So when we snowballed A, if you lost A on this map, the base is like impossible to defend, to be honest. It's in my opinion. Yeah.
We saw Pondegard doing it. They've been doing it a lot actually on Heidung Fjord. It's kind of like their comfort zone, I guess. But A is pretty hard to defend for most teams. Yeah. Or the base is pretty hard to defend for most teams. Yeah.
Because you have to defend A. Like otherwise, like base is like almost impossible to defend.
Yeah.
And when they lost A.
And something that I really liked about your game. So after the suicide run for the Shenji, which you got, Waxor was using the Shenji. They got killed. He actually still had a really good game on the Falconetti. Got over 90 unit kills, so that was very, very impressive for him.
Yeah.
To still be able to get so many kills, even with only the Falconetti. You guys pushed into the gate on the A, and then you just wound up on the wall, and
Yes.
Surfslayer almost pushed you off, I believe, of that position, where you were trying to set up the Falconetti to shoot on the A point. How were your calls or your communication, just trying to get that position on the A point?
Like when we decide to go right side, we already know they're gonna push us instantly, and that's why we win that push, because when they are pushing our backside, we already has Shenjis, Falcos, and Zicalians at the back. So after we sent our bombs, like they died in 2 seconds. Yeah, we just baited them.
Yeah, exactly. So you believe that you baited them very strongly on the A point after of course, the very strong suicide push on the supply to get the Shenji.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. All right, good to hear that you had such a clear strategy. I'm very curious to see what you're going to do next week against Plebs. We'll talk more about that game later. Something I want to touch on, guys, because your game had a bit of delay. The stream had an issue, which is why I delayed the second game, but also the first match started a bit later than we really wanted to start. With Hiding, though, we can afford that because the game is played in a shorter time, because Hiding Fjord is just a really fast map. But your game also had a restart. It took a couple of minutes. So that was just unfortunate. We might have to change some rules because of it. But yeah, that was really unfortunate to see that the start of the game wasn't as we would like it to be.
No, of course not. Veli's PC just crashed when we're trying to join the game, and after he reboot his computer, he didn't join the game, and we switched him to Samurai.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, so that was just really bad communication also for me, I guess. But yeah, it's what happens. I'm just very glad the games got to play, and we saw really good gameplay from both of the teams. So we'll see what's going to happen. Oh, actually, I keep saying next week you guys will playing Plebs, but it's Surfslayer who will be playing Plebs next week. You guys are playing Norwegians.
Yes, we're playing Norwegians.
All right, good. Let's talk about the meta, Kray. I'm very curious what you think about the meta right now. We've seen a lot of Chevaliers, Shenji, of course, Flamer still, although a bit less, I feel like Zicalian, especially on Hiding Fjord, I feel.
Yeah.
What do you think about the meta right now? Does it favor you? Do you like it?
I think there is 4 units are OP in this meta. Shield Maidens, Chevaliers, Shenjis, and maybe Zicalians or Falcos. Varangians are OP as well, but I think it's Maidens are better. Like, you are gonna say, why is Shenjis and Zicalians good? They're good because the specials are killing Maidens and Varangians instantly. Because they're really bad against specials, especially Varangians. Because the fights begin. If the fight beginning, like if you send it your bombs at the beginning of the fight, you can just kill, I don't know, too many shield maidens. Because they're really vulnerable against the special units. So yeah, those 4 units are OP. For Chevaliers, like they're OP as fuck. with the green archers.
Yeah, if you play them right, then that is interesting, because Chevaliers, we see them played so much in the tournament, but in your regular sieges or maybe ranked, you don't see them as often, because I guess you need some setup time. Like, why do you think Chevaliers have played so much and are so OP in the tournament scene compared to seeing them in ranked or in sieges?
To be honest, these units, if you are using these units with each other, like if you are combine each other, like they are going stronger. Like in sieges and rankings, everyone trying to bait each other for the MVP, and shit. But the tournament, everyone needs to play each other like a team. So that's why these units are getting OP in the tournament matches.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Yeah, good to hear from you. Looking at next week, then we got White Oak Fort coming up. There is a few bugs on it. We hope they get fixed this Thursday, but we've checked and they are not game breaking, so we will definitely be playing White Oak Fort. How do you feel about that map?
No idea.
No idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is you're right. This map has not been played on any tournament
Yes,
ever before,
indeed.
so that is
Indeed.
I really enjoy that. I really love to bring new maps to the game. Hopefully, it is a little bit balanced. You have definitely scrimmed it on it. What do you want to share with me?
To be honest, this map is like looking like Hidden City. It's kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
And we played, I don't know how many times, probably 100 times. It was the CBL of the Asia. You know, we
Yep,
played in CBL of the Asia, and we played like 100 times Hidden City Screams.
exactly.
And I hope it's gonna be like help us because like we didn't play any tournaments in this map, and the map is like I don't know, it's fucking retarded map. Like there's 2 bridges, 1 gate, the fucking huge wall. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's so many ways that you can approach this map. It's absolutely insane. Like you said, for those who don't know
Yes.
out of their head what map this is, White Oak Fort is the map where you have a breach on the left wall, you have a breach on the right wall, more to the front. You have, of course, the A gate.
Yeah.
The A is right behind the gate, and you can come down from 2 stairs. But coming down from the stairs, you're gonna get bombed by ranged all the time, and you cannot trap anything. So you're probably gonna have to find a way inside the city, get supplies, get around. Like
Yeah.
you need to be creative on this map, probably.
Yeah. There's too many strats you can do on this map.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this map, see what you guys can do on it. I understand if you don't want to share too much, but what kind of units do you feel will be strong on this map? Is there something specific on this map that will be strong?
The same. Like I said,
Hmm.
same probably.
Yeah.
Maidens, Chevaliers.
Yeah, just because they're really strong though.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And of course, that's right, always. Yeah, makes sense. All right, good. Yeah, we're just gonna have to find out on Sunday, guys, what White Oak Fort is like on the tournament. I know most people like Hidden City, the map that you talked about before. You guys played it a little shit on the CBL Asia. What was that like, the CBL Asia? Because you guys had a really, really tough pool. I know that.
It was really difficult. Like they're playing a different game, bro. Like it's very different. When we saw they were playing like with 6 pikes, 7 fucking spears, like what the fuck is going on? We're just taking our short swords and heavy classes and get farmed by spear and pikes. It's a really different game. Also, the ping is really problem for us because
yeah, of course.
we got also 400 ping on the CBL Asia, but they're really another level. They're at another level.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So, what have you been able to learn then from the CBL Asia teams that you?
Oh, too many things. Too many things. Yeah, but
just
I'm not
name
gonna
me
say
the
it.
top 3 then. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say.
No, you're not gonna say it. Oh, it's top secret. Oh, maybe at the end of the season then.
Like I can just one say. I can just one said one. The biggest thing what we learned, playing 2 units at the same time, like they did, and they're doing that like insane. Like when you are fighting, they were playing 30 units at the same time. So we are training for that as well.
Interesting. Playing 30 units at the same time with 15 players.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to an expert insight on how the hell you can do that. We're gonna have to talk about that later. But right. Looking forward to seeing you do it on the White Oak Fort. Without exposing all of your tactics and strategy, let's take a look at next week. We'll start with the Rustic Division again, guys, and then go over the Field Division. Next week, I'll bring it up on the screen as well. Next week in Group A for the Rustic Division, we're going to see Golems live versus Aline Mermi. I don't have the predictions yet, but I'll put up predictions in the chat, and then you'll be able to vote again. We got Apes versus Chocolate Goblin. We got Love and Devotion in their first game versus Crypta. And then on the Group B, we are going to see Fury of the Slavs versus Only Cuffs, and Endgegner versus Gum Faction. And then Pelay Old School in their first game against Baguette Munchers. And Pelay Old School are set to be a really strong team right now, coming in from the Play-in Division. So that will be a good match to follow and watch if it's available on the streams. Going to the Field Division, we're going to start with, let's see, it should be Argonauts versus Slavs. Then we're going to see Plebs versus Surf Slayer because they swept with Polterguard and Odin's Legion. KEBABs and No Beaches will be the third match, and then Polterguard versus Odin's Legion will be the final match for the day. So we got two really big matches coming up this Sunday. KEBABs, No Beaches that you were in, and Plebs and Surf Slayer. And then the other two games, of course, just as big because the bottom four, or the expected bottom four teams, are playing the expected top four teams. So if there is any tie in this next Sunday, those teams are very likely to be forced to play a tiebreaker at the end of the season to decide who is going to take like the head-to-head result. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Let's go over the matches one by one. Argonauts versus Slavs. What do you expect from that match? Do you know anything about those teams?
I think it's gonna be 1-1.
For real?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Have you scrimped those teams?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So you know a little bit about how they play and what they do. Yeah. Yes. That's good. Interesting. All right. I look forward to it then. That will be a good match to see. Then we got Polterguard and Odin's Legion. What do you expect from that one? Polterguard, yeah.
Polterguard 2-0, yeah, probably.
Yeah. That would also be my guess. Like Polterguard, Pie in his back. Polterguard played pretty well. Odin's Legion didn't really have a chance against Plebs, and we've seen that Polterguard can definitely do something against Plebs. Like maybe not win right now, but they're a good team. They're coming back, I hope. We'll see. Talking about Polterguard, do you believe that the Pie-in effect is going to be real and that they will be getting stronger over the season and maybe even contest you? Like back in the day?
Like, of course it's gonna affect good, but not that hard. Like, he's gonna affect good, but not that good.
Not like 6 guys from Lamaland starting up the KEBABs team?
Yeah, of course.
All right. We're going to find out when you guys play against Polterguard, which will actually be really late in the season if I look at it. You guys are playing against Polterguard in round 4. So that will be a good game. We're going to see the old squad against the Polterguard team. It'll be a good one. All right, then we got KEBABs versus No Beaches. What do you expect from No Beaches? Are you confident?
Yeah, of course I'm confident. I think we are gonna win 2-0 because I'm trusting our team, and I know we can do that. But they are not that, like, they are not an easy team. We have to train hard, we have to think hard, we have to play hard against them, and we will see. Yeah,
definitely we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for sure. Looking forward to that match. No Beaches has always been able to show that they can find ways to at least play for the tiebreaker and just win one game. So you're gonna have to watch out for them. They're definitely a creative team with matching the Galaxy Brain from last season. It's going to be good. So we'll see. Then the other game that is probably the biggest match of the Sunday. It's Plebs versus Surf Slayer. You just beat Surf Slayer. You've yet to face Plebs. Yeah. Do you feel like Surf Slayer is going to win against Plebs? Will they finally be able to do it after their 1-1 last season?
To be honest, they can win, but they have to play better. Like yesterday, they didn't play it well, and they know it. The most of the positions they troll. Like if they won't play like that, they can win because they're really good team, one of the best. But like I said, they have to play better.
I also saw, I believe it was Tinjev saying that they didn't have a good read on the meta, that they were playing with the old meta. So yeah, definitely interesting to see. I really hope that Surf Slayer can at least force a tie against Plebs, maybe even win it. That would be so interesting, like for the whole season. Those guys really deserve it. They're such a great team. They've been with us for so long in tournament in the competitive scene. It's really good to see them with Nest Claims, of course, being a team captain. They're one of the first teams to actually ban the units. Pleb has banned Cataphracts and Surf Slayer have banned Flames. What do you think about those bans? How will so it also means that Falconetti, for example, are available?
It's same as yesterday. So our bans.
Yep.
I think the best bans in this meta.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, it is the same bans as your match had, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Interesting. So we'll see. All right. So what does it say though? Like someone has the upper hand then? Because you didn't say that Cataphracts are the strongest, one of the strongest units. Why do you think they are such a good band then?
They're not that strongest unit, but they're game changer. Like you can't stop the Cataphracts if they're coming a bit like slight position, and like you can't stop them. It's a game changer unit. So I don't want to see any Cataphracts running through our units and going through the other way. So yeah, just forget Katas.
All right, just get them out. Yeah. I guess they're the 50-50, the coin flip units. Yeah, you can always lose to them, but you can also win with them. All right. Good. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. We can do a tier list if you want.
You want to do an alternative tier list already?
Yeah.
Just after week 1.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. I'm up for it. What is your tier list then?
For Feudal, right?
For Fuel, yeah, of course. We'll be talking about Fuel Division here. Yeah.
For S tier, I can put Plebs, KEBABs, and Surf Slayers.
All right, just all 3 of them. Okay.
Yes, because no matter what,
yeah,
like in every maps, in every meta, those 3 teams can win against each other. That's why I'm putting those teams in the S, because if one of them make mistakes in the game, like they lose. But we know those 3 teams can win easily if they play really hard against each other. That's why I'm putting them to S tier.
Okay. I'll believe you. Then no beaches because we had them in A tier.
Yeah, still A tier.
Still A tier. All right.
Yeah,
why are they still A tier?
Because the potential is really big. Like they have too many good players. Like I know half of them is not that experienced in the tournaments. That's why we are putting them to A tier. Yeah, and I also can put Font Guard to A tier as well.
All right. You definitely have faith in them then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, good. Because they didn't have a strong showing last season, right? They were barely 5th, if I remember correctly. So, but you believe that they can still contest. I mean, if you place them A tier, it also means that they could upset any of the S tier teams.
Yes, if they play hard, and like I said, if one of the S tiers make a little mistake, they can win against those teams.
I see. All right. Then in the B tier, we used to have Slavs and Odin's Legion.
Slavs and Odin's Legion. Odin's Legion, I think, the B tier, and Slavs and Argos at the C tier.
Right, so
probably.
you're placing Slavs below Odin's Legion. Why is that?
Because Odin's has potential and experience. I don't think Slavs has that potential. They're making too many mistakes in the tournaments. That's why I'm putting them to C tier.
That's interesting. Because the thing that we're always talking about with Slavs is that they have played the Polska League, right? They have won that quite convincingly. So they have played a lot of games. But you're saying in the Field Division or the Super Rivals tournament, they haven't shown a good gameplay so far. They've been making too many mistakes.
Because they were when they playing against the good teams, they're doing mistake too many. They are doing too many mistakes. Because I played against them, I don't know how many times. and they are not playing like the Polska league.
Yeah, I can kind of get what you're saying. We can also see it last Sunday when they were playing at Spongard. They were doing really well on the A point. They were bringing this new strategy where they flanked with 5 guys going to the B point, catching Pongard off guard.
Yeah.
But then they just weren't able to get that final point when that should actually be the easier point when you have so much time and everything else, and they were ahead. So yeah, I get what you're saying, and also they were hard tilted on the second game, so they're mental, man. Kurva, guys, come on, you gotta get better. All right, Argonautas, why do you have faith in them? Because we used to have them in D tier, but you say they are stronger maybe than we give them credit for.
Like I don't know, they have to play better.
Hmm.
Like they're experienced, as I know, because they played last season as well.
Yeah.
And they did well. But against those teams, they have to play better. They have to think better.
Yeah.
That's why I'm putting them to
they
say.
definitely. Exactly. Yeah, they are definitely not on the same level as Pondgard, Novicius, or the Esther teams that you're saying, Plebs, KEBABs. That's pretty obvious for sure. All right, we're gonna see. All right, I'm just gonna post this new tier list that you have created, and we'll see what everyone is gonna think of it. We'll be good. We'll be good. All right.
Okay.
There you go. All right, we got that on. Nice. I like it. Something else I want to talk about is the Turkish community. We've had a chat last season with the team captain from YA, who unfortunately had to stop playing the game, Jackler.
He's playing the game, but
yeah, he's still playing the game, but
he
he isn't the team captain anymore. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's still playing the game. And there was also impact. Like the Turkish community is pretty big in this game. There were lots of Turkish teams. Now it's mainly you on the KEBABs team, but we also have Ali the Marmi. So what is it with the Turkish community that you guys are so competitive, according to
you? I think it's like, to be honest, for me, I was playing this game for a long time, and now I don't want to play any sieges and rankeds. Like, it's boring. I want to play tournaments. I want to win tournaments. And like, if I'm talking like for KEBABs, they want this as well. Like, for sieges and rankings are boring. We want tournaments because tournaments are fun. Tournaments are competitive. Everyone is playing too hard in tournaments. So for a Turkish player, like, Turks, the traditions, like the other games are we playing, like, we love tournaments at every game. We love to play competitive. So when the competitive comes, we were giving them hard work in this tournament. So that's why our Turks are committing to this kind of competitive things.
Interesting, nice. I like it. All right, sounds good. So then the other thing that we also see from the Turks community is that unfortunately YA and Impact weren't able to continue the teams because they're team captains and weren't able to get organized and with their real life, which can always happen, of course. And I see this more in your team as well, that there seems to be a very clear leader in the Turkish community who is like gathering all these players around, and that actually makes you like really come together as a team. Is that something that I'm seeing right? That it's often one really strong leader that is bringing you together.
I don't know. Like, he can try, but we can. We just can have Amumu in our squad, and he's from YAA, and I think if they create YAA, he don't want to go to YAA, so it's not gonna be a big problem for us.
Yeah. Okay. So you're confident
And I want
they're
to
gonna stick with you. Yeah.
But I want to see YAA again, by the way, because they were a good team. They can. If I hope they will create again. But
yeah,
like,
I definitely hope so as well. I mean, they were the only team that managed to get a game against you guys in back in the Rustic division on Highland Fjord, by the way.
Yes.
Very fun match. You guys were kind of trolling it, I believe. Not stepping on the 8 point for a little bit, or not being able to get them back on there. But
yeah.
But yeah, that really was an interesting time. I'm also hoping that Impact comes back with Smok as a team captain. He's also now with another team. We'll have to wait and see if those guys come back. No. All right, good to know. Good to know. We'll see what else Turkish community can do. I hope they keep supporting you for sure. Is there anything you would like to say to Turkish community in Turkish?
No, I can just say, can I just talk Turkish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Abi oyun oynayın amına koyayım. Dramadır bravadır bırakın da adam akıllı keyfimize bakalım lütfen. Teşekkür ediyorum buradan herkese. Thank you CB.
All right, good. I'm gonna
By the way, I just said,
I
just said, let's play the game. I don't want any drama. Let's focus to that. Let's commit to that, and let's just play the fucking game. I just said that.
All right, perfect. Those are really good words that I would like to close out with. If you're okay with that.
Oh, I have to add one more thing.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. That's all yours. Yeah.
Enver, Zort. Okay, thank you.
All right, good.
He understand.
We'll get back to that later. All right, thank you so much, Kray, for joining us for the podcast. It's been really fun talking to you. I wish you all the good luck that you possibly can have in this season. I hope you can play with Plebs and Surf Slayer for that S tier for that final season win.
Yep.
Let's see if something surprising can happen. Good luck on White Oak Fort this Sunday. It will be interesting facing the Witches. And then I hope to see you back here, maybe.
I have to. I have as well.
All right, good. All right, thank you guys. I'm gonna see you next week, and but before that, of course, see you next Sunday. Have a good one.